in Columbus, Ohio, the home of the current national champions. Hour 2 begins now.
Football
is amazing, wow. And that man is a national champion head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day. Coach, the boys back in the Thunderdome, both the Toxic Tables at Ty Schmidt and at Boston Connor, and one half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP Tone.
Hi,
pumped
Coach.
to see you. We're thankful. Hey, we thought he hated us. Is that not accurate?
Yeah,
That is very accurate.
Yeah, now we don't have to hate him.
Love you guys.
No, well, we want to let you know
God
that
dang.
we are that way, though. That is how we operate. We
right.
always will. It's
all
not. I think it's a good trait, but a lot
like
of
the
people view it
Buckeyes.
as not great. And it's probably put me
right.
exactly. It
That's
is like
right.
the Buckeyes last season. So we thought you hated us. So we, in return, had to hate you. Very thankful that you don't hate us because we did not want to hate you. Strictly because what you have done here and what you've had to battle through. Now, granted, I'm just getting baptized in college football over the last 5 years. I understand the state of Ohio has loved the Buckeyes for a very long time, but what we have watched you have to go through with the success that you've had, and then the failures that have happened, and then the reaction and the criticism and how it felt like the entire state was on fire, and then you were able to lead the boys to get a national championship. It's like, you should be commended. You are somebody that we like. You are a dog. You need to know that. And we just want to officially say, because we didn't get a chance to interview him after the national championship, if you do recall, 3 requests. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations from all of us.
No, thank you. I'm glad I'm here, and love you guys. You guys are unbelievable, and you're great for the sport. And just the positivity that you guys bring every day, and just pumping up the game. It's something we all respect here in Columbus.
You don't have to say that. Let's talk though about
True.
everything I mentioned. It got loud, and I know you're not supposed to listen to the press clippings or hear what's outside. But in Ohio, I think it's everywhere. So you had to have heard it. Obviously, families involved. There's everything. That got real loud. Whenever you're trying to motivate the boys, how much of it is there like why do I dedicate so much time for this fan base that literally is trying to run me out of town anytime we take one misstep? Was there any of that thought, or how do you kind of stay focused while it's getting real loud and negative outside?
I mean, that's part of the job. I remember during the press conference when, Urban kind of handed the whistle over to me, and I said, you got to win the rivalry game, then you got to win every game after that. That's how it works at Ohio State, and that's the expectations. And so along the way, there's going to be things that are difficult, and you got to work through those. And if you're going to let it crumble you or fall apart, then you're not going to make it. And so this job is for tough people who can handle it. And so last year I think was a great example of that. But when you talk about the fan base, like these people love Ohio State. It's love it, and there's a responsibility that we have, and it's bigger than any one person, any one player, any one coach. And the guys understand that, and they understand what comes with that. And when we lose a game around here, it's not good. You got to figure it out because there's a lot riding on every single game, and that's how it works. And but if you're willing to stick together, tough times aren't going to last, but tough people do, and that's something that we learned last year with our guys.
I love to watch that. I love to hear that. And the run you guys went on, we had a chance to be on the sideline for all of it. Your team was obviously together. Will Howard just chit-chatted about the players-only meeting and you, and how it got a little ugly in there for a little bit. Feels like people can come together after there is a little bit of a tussle, I'll say, or some disagreements. Did you know your team had the ability to win the national championship still at that moment in that meeting? Was it like, this is good for the boys to kind of get after it and air out all the grievances? Like, when did you know the team could go and maybe get to the top of the mountain?
Well, when we got done with that game, I mean, there's no reason we should have lost that game. We knew it. And coming out of it, it was like, all right, are you going to focus on the results or where you are in the process and identifying what has to get fixed? Because at the end of the day, we can sit there and complain about what happened or sit back and look at that game and say, okay, now, let it beat you twice. Can't do that. Got to learn from it and figure out what the things are that we need to get fixed. It was like in the Oregon game. We got some things fixed in that Oregon game, and then we had to sort some things out with their offensive line. And when you lose Simmons, who was a first-round draft pick at left tackle, and then you have to move Donovan out, and then 2 weeks earlier, now you're losing your Remington Award winner at center, and there was a lot going on right there, and we knew we had to make some changes to get some things fixed if we were going to make the run that we went on. But then, the last time we were in the stadium against Tennessee, our backs were against the wall, and we felt like coming out of that game, if we could play the way we played in that game, then there wasn't anybody in the country that was going to beat us.
Nico Iamaleava cracked 3 helmets. I think your defense is doing A-okay in that particular game. What was it, negative 55 degrees out here, too? Love that the North, got a big-time win. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Coach, I actually mentioned the Tennessee pregame to you before we got on air here. So
Pat and I and the boys were all standing on the sideline. Jack Sawyer's down here talking to every Tennessee player walking off the field. There's a couple ladies that were saying some very hurtful things to the Tennessee players, but it was tasteful but hurtful. I would hurt your feelings. She's yelling, "You don't even look like you lift. What are you, the JV team?" She had some good stuff, but then
Ohio.
Yeah, much deeper than that. But have you been a part of a pregame that felt that? I don't even know how to describe what it felt like. Just so much. It was just like, hey, these dudes are ready. Like everybody was ready on the sideline. I felt like, and it felt like the game was already over before it started.
Yeah, hard to explain when you think about a playoff game in Ohio Stadium. You think about having cold weather. You think about, being in the middle of December, and you just think about a rowdy crowd and everything that would come with that. And, for all of us, whether it was the fans or, alums or players or coaches, like our backs were against the wall there. And we had that mentality right out of the gate. And, there was a decent amount of orange here in this stadium. And
Game day, they took over game day. I just want to let you know. I was coming out ready to do the whole, I was ready to do all that. And they said it was Rocky Top, brother. There was orange everywhere. I was a little tired because we came from Notre Dame the night before. It was freezing ass cold, and it was a big moment. But there was Tennessee had invaded almost. That's what it felt like in the morning. It felt like that in the morning. And then we got in here. It wasn't as prevalent as there certainly was. But in the morning, it felt like this is going to be a Volunteers home game in the Horseshoe. We started talking shit to him very loudly. Buckeyes fans
showed up. I stayed calm the whole time, though, Coach. In the moment, I was like, it doesn't matter. Just kickoff's in 10 hours. We'll be all right. Our fans will be here when it matters.
And they were, but this place was rocking that night, and I think
rocking.
It was a good moment between your team and the fans, I think.
Yeah,
Don't you think so?
And no question. And a lot of people came up to me and say that's one of their favorite games that they've been a part of, just the atmosphere and everything that came with it. And it just kickstarted us. After you win that game, you're going to the Rose Bowl, and it's like, okay, yeah, we got 3 more games we got to win here. We got to go on this run, and it allowed us some confidence coming out of the game. But it was good to see us, respond that way. And so now, the next game that we're here, we're playing Texas. And so you think about the way we ended last season with some of these monster games, and here we are, about to kick it off against a great team here, and another monster game to start the season.
1 verse 3. We love that your team's doing it, because this is obviously a big part of the conversation is playing in these big games.
Yep.
Okay, because the schedule, the record, the losses, obviously you guys were right in the middle of that the first year with the expanded college football playoff. Let's talk about the young buck you got playing quarterback here. Obviously not young, been around, has experienced things. We talked to Will Howard. He was on the sideline in a massive piece of that playoff run.
Yep.
What are our expectations? What should we see? Guy can spin it. I'm watching these highlights. These balls are coming out great. What is your expectation, and what are you telling him before he goes out there?
Well, the thing that I've said to him, and I've really said to our team, is that there's no expectation other than winning the game. Because when you go into a first start like this as a quarterback or any position, especially a game like this, it's easy to start saying, well, I need to throw for this many touchdowns or have this many tackles or whatever it might be. And then all of a sudden when the game doesn't go the way you expect, you can find yourself kind of getting distracted. That can't be the case here. We have to figure out a way to win the game. That's it. You got to play really, really hard. But for him, he's got to trust what he does every day in practice. He got a chance to see Will lead last year and see his command in the huddle and how he handled those types of things. And every day he's growing more and more. Once we named him a starter, I feel like he's picked up some momentum. So he's got to go play in the game. This is going to be his first start ever at Ohio State.
Against Texas, week 1.
I mean, how about that?
Yeah.
Welcome to Ohio State. But this is why you come to Ohio State. This is why you come into the Horseshoe and playing games like this, and so it's going to be a hell of a start.
Yeah, we're very excited about it as college football fans. He's got a new weapon. Obviously, everybody's a new weapon for him because it's his first time starting, but there's a tight end that you guys have got. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to ask you about Max Clare because you obviously brought him in from Purdue. You brought in a DN from North Carolina. Some teams use the portal because they need to. I don't know if the Ohio State needs to. So how do you guys feel like? How do you decide that you want to what positions you want to supplement and what guys are right for a team that is, you recruit so well, you're already loaded. So how do you decide what guys are right and what positions are right?
Well, I think the first thing is, now more than ever, you have to recruit really well and then retain the guys that you're developing, because if not, every year the turnover just is too much to handle. And so if you want to, sustain a culture, it all starts with high school recruiting. But along the way, the transfer portal can also, take from you. So if you look at last year, when we got done with our game on January 20th, and for the portal was open for 5 days. It wasn't open for anybody else other than us and Notre Dame. And, we lost 7 guys in the portal in that stretch right there. And so we have to replace those holes. So when you look at the guys that we've had over the years, it's to replace holes that are in our roster. And so we hand select those guys and first off make sure they fit our culture, because that's the most important thing. And then obviously if they can help us on the field.
Let's talk about another guy you stole from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Good player.
Yeah.
Great player.
Well, he's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. He's in great shape. I'm just telling you,
Best shape of
he's
his
doing
life.
a great job, man. He's excited to play in this game. I think for him coming in, there was a lot to adjust for him in understanding exactly how we do things here. But he was a very good player at West Virginia, and I'm excited to see him run tomorrow.
Yeah, CJ's a dog. It was very nice to watch him, and I'm actually kind of proud of him. Yeah, you went and got good luck. It is a great time to be here in Columbus. I think everybody understands that. It is crazy you're playing Texas tomorrow to start the season.
Right.
Ty has a question for you.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach, obviously you're no stranger to the pomp and circumstance of a massive game, with game day being there and all that kind of stuff. You've had those experiences several times at the Horseshoe, but how excited are you to be able to throw your team into the fire week 1 against the number 1 ranked team in the nation and kind of see what they're made of? And on the flip side, how much can you actually learn from about your team from a week 1 game like this?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited to play in this game. I mean, Texas is excellent. They're super talented. They're very well coached. I think Sark does a great job. I think their coaches do a great job. Certainly, Arch is a tremendous player, and they have great players in all 3 phases. But, for us, week 1, to get some real feedback on where we are to kind of start our journey into this season is going to be tremendous. And to have this game at home, the atmosphere is going to be crazy. And a noon kickoff, I just think that for our fans to get back together again early in the season for a game like this is going to be tremendous. And it's going to give our team a reference point, a younger team. When you look at all the guys we lost last year, there's a lot of guys that are going to be doing it for the first time here tomorrow. But it's going to give them a reference point as they move throughout the season.
Yeah, and it's got to feel good that these types of games are going to be possible going forward for teams because it feels like college football playoff is understanding that this is good for the sport for you guys to battle early.
Right.
So it doesn't mean season's over here after week 1. It's going to feel like it here, and you won a national championship. I don't care, is what some Ohio guy's going to say Saturday night if you guys don't get the dub. You've become noon kings, okay? You certainly have. This place is going to be insane,
yes.
I would assume, tomorrow.
Yep.
That's all expectation. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely absurd.
We're rocking, yeah.
Texas travels.
Yeah, no, they got a great fan base, great team. It's just an awesome day for college football. And here we go. We're about 24 hours out.
Let's talk about it. Coach Corso's last game day. Any
Yeah.
thoughts on that as a whole? Because you're going to be on the show, which is awesome. We're very thankful you're coming through.
Of course.
But it's going to be a celebration of a guy who really changed the shape in the face of college ball and certainly college game day, obviously.
Yeah, I think when it's all said and done, we all want to have an impact. And Lee Corso's had an impact, not only as a coach and the players and the coaches that he was around, but then also here, on game day and ESPN and what he's done, and just brought so much enjoyment and, celebration to the sport. And again, another guy who's very positive about, builds people up. And, in day and age where it's easy to rip people down and tear people down and be negative, this is not somebody who's done that. He's built people up, and he certainly made an impact as a coach in the game, but then actually as an ambassador later on in his life, and just done so many great things. He's got a lot of respect from everybody here.
Yeah, I think that's been very evident. Very rarely is the whole world unified in an opinion. It feels like everybody's behind Coach Corso.
Right.
It's going to be electric tomorrow. I got a little bit of insight on what's happening tomorrow. It's going to be electrifying tomorrow as we celebrate the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then between now and then, any hobbies? What is?
I know you're a big tennis guy, right?
I go over there and hit the ball a little bit.
I wonder what's your opinion on pickleball. I hear the tennis players hate pickleball people.
Yeah.
No, pickleball's great.
Okay.
Yeah, pickleball's great.
You're a tennis player?
Workout. So the tennis facility is right across the street, and Ty Tucker, who's an unbelievable coach, during COVID, he started inviting me over there. And so for about 30 minutes, about 2 or 3 times a week, I go over there and just hammer the tennis
Great
ball.
exercise, right?
Unbelievable. And the team's really good. I mean, they hammer in the ball. 80, 100, 120 miles an hour and just getting after it for about a half hour. It's a great workout. Come back in, and you're in a better headspace when you come back.
It's quite a range, 80 to 120 miles an hour. That's what I feel like an off-speed pitch there.
These guys hammer the ball. I mean, you watch the U.S. Open, you see how hard they hit the ball. It's unbelievable.
You fighting anybody over there? Like we're seeing the two women in the.
Yeah, they did argue
You
about
get any beef? You get any beef in
There's
it?
no beef going on over there.
All right, something to think about. Congrats to you on becoming a national champion. And let's remember, that means nothing. Ain't that right, boys?
Yeah, exactly right.
Not
Don't
this
get
year,
another.
That means nothing, coach. Means nothing. Everybody's at the bottom of the mountain. I think you should take in that you were the way you won, how you won, the circumstance in which you won. I hope you cherish that and realize how special it is for the rest of your life. And good luck trying to do it again as it starts tomorrow against Texas. You're the man. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for not hating us. And also, thank you for the hoodies. We got a couple hoodies.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, nice.
We can't be bought that easily, Coach.
I can.
Whoa. Con man, I think you wear size 12 as well, right?
Yeah, all right, fine. If they're shoes, we can't be bought that easily, Coach.
Yep. I'm a size 12, and these bad boys were brought in here, and
Shit!
Yeah, I think we.
National championship right there, man.
Yeah, I think maybe we can be purchased. You know. And,
Oh, it's baby.
Couple more XL hoodies.
Right.
Couple more XL
That's
hoodies.
right. Yeah, there's multiple here. There's multiple here. We are very thankful. We are happy you don't hate us. I think.
No, seriously, especially because you're a New Hampshire guy.
Very serious.
Yeah, New Hampshire's live for your
We liked you a lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
No. All love here, and I'd love to come on the show as many times as I can, guys.
Come on.
Appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. National champion Ryan Day.
Yeah, Coach.
That was very cool of you to do that. Thank you.
Really cool for those
Appreciate it.
Biddle
Good
guys
luck,
to
dude.
keep playing too.
They sound great.
Yeah, hey, these horns playing over you. I think we need to do a little bit of a check in the totem pole. Just a little heads up, just something to think about.